Oh, back to school, to prove to Dad that I'm not a fool. I got my lunch packed up, my boots tied tight. I hope I don't get in a fight.
What is up, UW fantasy football players? We are on location this week, for real this time, not for fake, in beautiful Canton, Ohio, home of the Football Hall of Fame. We don't have a car though, so we couldn't drive down the road to go film from there, but that would have been cool. But instead, we're at the home of the Pioneers, Malone University. This is their world famous gym behind us here. That just,
world famous.
I mean, basketball magic has happened in this place, I'm sure. We were here for class this week, so we're back to school, but we got a few minutes between class. We'll give you a quick recap of a couple things happening this week as people are walking by giving us weird looks right now. It's awesome.
It's like we're doing a school project.
Yeah. We decided if we wear hooded sweatshirts, you look like you're in college again. So we're trying to do that. How you doing?
Trying to fit in. How that works.
First thing I got to mention before we get into anything else is this was a crazy week, and I should be wearing a brown bag over my head because my team was an absolute embarrassment this week. Cracked 30, which was good. Last night, we were watching the game last night at our host home, and I needed Andre Johnson to score me like 3 more points for the win, and he caught a 20-yard pass with like a minute left, tied the game up, and then he hurt his
Broke his ankle.
So we're
like,
screaming. You should have seen us live. We're screaming at the TV, just telling you, get back in the game. I need 4 yards. So I tied with Seth.
Yeah.
So Seth, that was a pretty pathetic showing by us. Neither one of us deserved to win, and neither one of us did win. And then there's another tie. Ryan has his second tie of the year, which is just making his fantasy season all the more funny. And then we got to give it up for Jocelyn, who I said, you won't win a game. I said that 2 weeks ago, and since I said that, I said, you're bad, you're not going to win a game. Since I said that, you've won, not one, but 2 straight games, and you were the high scorer for the week.
Yeah.
So major props on picking up LeGarrette Blount this week. That was a huge pickup. Well done.
See that little hop that he did over the top of that guy's head.
Oh,
that should have been worth a bonus 10 fantasy
for
points.
the jump, yeah. If whoever told you that maybe you should go pick up LeGarrette Blount, maybe that was a good call by that person who told you that that was a good idea. So congratulations to Jocelyn, and I want to let Ryan just have a few minutes here because he gave some good advice last week, and I just want you to understand how good of advice it was now as you look back on it.
Yeah, we did a little sit-or-start thing last week, and I had 5 people that I'd said, all right, you need to play these people. Like, get them into your lineup, and I think a couple people listened.
Yep.
Most people listened. The only one that didn't was Kevin.
And you should have listened.
So we'll start with Kevin's. Mike Sims Walker. I just had a really good feeling he was going to have a big week. He's playing against the Cowboys. I mean,
Cowboys are a disaster.
Whatever. And so instead he starts Lee Evans.
Yep.
Who's like a
had one good week.
Well, he plays for Buffalo.
Bills.
So anyway, Mike Sims Walker, 21 points.
21 points on your bench.
On your bench. But the other thing is, he lost by 26 anyway. It would have been a 16-point swing. He still would have lost. But at least it would have looked a little more respectable.
3-game losing streak now for K Brownies, headed in to play me, which is bad timing because I'm going to rebound for my 30-point performance last week.
Go for 130 this week?
I'll probably go for 130 now that all my starters are back. So watch out, Kevin. I think loss number 4 is coming your way.
All right, and then we had, I mentioned playing Beanie Wells over C.J. Spiller. C.J. Spiller put up a big offer, I think.
Yeah, I think he might have got like maybe 9 yards, so he was so close to getting a point.
He almost got a point. And Beanie Wells put up 12 with an early touchdown, so that was a good actual play. Des Bryant had like 80 yards receiving or something, got 8 points.
8 points.
Couldn't get in the end zone, so he didn't have a huge game, but he still played
better than the receivers.
Yeah, receivers he had. Danny Woodhead put up 11. And if Green Ellis decided not to get warmed up towards the second half or whatever, run the clock out, he would have had even more points, but they started just putting the power back in and running it hard. So
maybe we should go back on all those earlier trades because Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis, he like
2 touchdowns this week.
Looks like Michael Turner now, and Brandon Tate had a 70-yard touchdown. So he outscored Brandon Marshall this week. So Seth and Farley, maybe you guys were really just ahead of your time, and you knew those were just great trades, you know. And maybe you guys should swap back now again and give Ben Jarvis, Green Ellis to Jocelyn. But you know, it's just a 1-week thing. You never know. But for the most part, all these ones seem to have been pretty good. And then of course Jocelyn.
And then Jocelyn, Mercedes Lewis. I mean, we talked about this. We've talked about this probably 2 weeks in a row now. How good he is. I think right now he is the number 2 fantasy tight end, and I think he'll be like that the rest of the year.
Because number 1, far and away, is Antonio Gates.
Yeah.
I have to say, the Chargers actually won a game, so I'm in a pretty excited mood this week when it it comes to football. They actually found a way to win a game. Antonio Gates is not only the best tight end, he's probably the best receiver in all of football.
He's ridiculous.
Period. Right now.
He's giving me quite a bit of points for my fantasy team. I'm pretty happy with that draft pick. So
Yep.
anyway, just going into this week, I didn't come up with a bunch of sitter starts. A lot of you guys have buys. There is one that I'm going to throw out there. Actually, I won't. It's for Mike anyway. I have a feeling he should start Breston instead of starting. Who does he have in there right now? Pierre Garçon. And here's the reason why. I think with Anderson coming back for them, he likes Breston for some reason. He throws the ball a lot to him. He had 11 targets last week. I think he's going to have another big week. Think about maybe switching that up, Mike. If you don't, and Breston has a big week, I could have something to make fun of you for because you win all the time anyway.
Yeah. I'm still in first place, 6-1-1. Holding on to that first place lead. It's really jumbled there. Everybody else, look at the standings. You can see pretty much everybody's in it still. I'd say maybe outside of the bottom 2 or 3 for those top 8 spots in the playoffs. Hey, make sure you get your lineup set. Zach and Alex, I got to mention before we get off here, because we got to go back to school, that 2 weeks in a row you would have won. Last week you forgot to put your kicker in, would have cost you the game. This week you played with an empty wide receiver spot. Johnny Knox was on bye. You picked up Brian Hartline, who scored 8 points, but you didn't put him in your starting lineup. So, and you lost by 5 to Mike. So back-to-back weeks, they'd have 2 more wins. They'd be sitting in second place right now had they just got their starting lineup set. So there's 2 of you guys managing the team.
One of you think you'd be able to get on there. And
all the rest of us only have 1 person to do it. I mean, you know, one of you just make sure you get on, at least just get a starting lineup in.
Yeah.
I know you guys you're sharp as tacks out there in Texas. Come on, get on there and get your team set. That would have cost you 2 wins, which would be, you never know, going down to the playoffs might have been big. So anyway, yeah, a lot of not a lot of good matchups this week. I think Farley playing Seth is probably the one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
Those 2 are both way up there in the standings. That could determine some things. Everybody else, it doesn't seem to be a lot of really huge matchups this week. So anyway, just make sure you get your team set. We got to get back to school. We got some class to do. We got a lot of homework that they're making us do here, but I wanted to make sure we checked in from beautiful Ohio, home of the Pioneers, where many of you actually is your alma mater. A lot of our UW interns. So you guys have a good rest of your week, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, see ya.